Good morning. I'm just waiting on some people to show up. I'm all alone here. I had so many technical difficulties this morning setting up this live stream. So I don't know if you guys got like 15 scheduled lives in your feed. Maybe you did. I don't know. I was having such a hard time. Good morning, everyone. It was a little early. I originally said I was going to start my live at 11, but I tried to schedule my live for 11 and I kept having issues. So I decided rather than trying to schedule it, I would just go live a few minutes early. So hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. Somehow I managed to turn my webcam off and it took me forever to figure out what was going on. My husband was trying to fix it. It was a chaotic mess. Clearly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Good morning. How are you? Can you guys all hear me? I'm sure you can. Now that I got everything figured out. I have coffee this morning. I remembered. Morning, guys. So I think I want to start doing live streams every Sunday around this time. Does this time work well for you guys? Or is there a better time? I typically post pre filmed videos during the weekday and then I don't do anything on the weekend. So I thought doing a live stream every weekend could be fun. But I mean, if there's a time that works better for more people, I can always do it then. I just, I like the idea. Good morning, everyone. So, did you guys get a ton of notifications about a live stream from me this morning? Or was the technical difficulties just on my end? Apparently, I had somehow managed to turn my webcam off, so I kept trying to schedule my live stream, and the camera wouldn't work. So, when I finally figured everything out and I went to go join my own live stream, I had like 15 scheduled streams. So I'm assuming I got rid of all of those and this is all good. But like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, good. So I should have just kept my mouth shut and not told you guys about the chaos that ensued this morning. I was like screaming at my computer, like, I know I've gone live before. This has never been an issue. Apparently, one of my function buttons turns off my camera and I had accidentally hit it and I had no idea. Okay, so yeah, luckily my husband managed to figure it out because I would have sat here just screaming at my computer and this live stream would not have happened. Oh, you guys were all already live somewhere? I didn't mean to intrude on someone else's live stream. Sorry. Oh, Chrissy was live. I'm sorry, Chrissy. I didn't mean to intrude. I didn't even get a notification that you were live. Well, thank you. So, what is everyone drinking this morning? Is anybody else having coffee? Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, new subscriber. Thank you. How are you? Coffee. Starbucks coffee. That sounds wonderful. Although, actually, I'm not a big Starbucks fan. Maybe I just don't know what to order, but everything I've ordered from Starbucks, with the exception of like a peppermint mocha around the holidays, has been super bitter. Coffee. We got some tea drinkers. I almost did tea, but I'm still kind of waking up, so coffee. My heat keeps kicking on and off. It is freezing here in southeast Michigan today. Icy and blah. But it looks like we might get some sun later, so that's good. Tim Hortons for the win, for sure, Brooke. My favorite. I feel for all of you Southerners that don't have Tim Hortons. I'm told that there's still some places that don't have Tim Hortons at all, although it's expanded a lot. I know what you mean, Chrissy. I never know whether to order like a grande or why can they not just say small, medium, large? Why it seems so pretentious. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. You guys can tell me your favorite Starbucks drinks. Maybe I will try. Maybe I'll try them again. But when my son Austin was born, he had some medical issues, and we spent quite a while in the hospital with him. And the only coffee that they had available was Starbucks in the hospital that we were at. So I always like associate Starbucks coffee with a not so wonderful time in my life. So maybe I would never like it just because of that. Any plans for today? You're taking down your Christmas decorations. So my family outvoted me. I wanted to take my Christmas decorations down this weekend, and they all said no. We need to keep them up a little bit longer. So we're either going to do them, we're either going to take the tree down later this week or on the weekend. Um, this is like the last week of hunting season for my husband, so he really didn't want to spend today doing that. And I think the last day that he's going to be able to hunt is the 1st of January. So after that, I'll get him back on the weekends, which is wonderful. Caramel macchiato, so good. I love anything with caramel, so that might be a good one. So no Tim Hortons in Washington. Where else did I see no Tim Hortons? Wyoming. You guys, that's awful. If you ever get the opportunity to try Tim Hortons, highly recommend it. Starbucks order sounds like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I agree. I get tripped up. Maybe I could go on and like order it through the app so I don't actually have to say my order. Maybe then I could do it. But nope, too much for me. Too intimidating. In the fall, salted car. I can't speak this morning, you guys. Maybe I should have had more coffee. Salted caramel mocha. Technically, you can get it year round, but they only have the salt for it in the fall. Okay. No Tim Hortons in East Texas. Oh, you guys, I feel awful for you. I'm really just a straight up coffee and half kind of girl. Maybe a tiny touch of flavored cream with that, but I don't like anything too sweet when it comes to my coffee. See, I am a light and sweet coffee drinker. I like it light, I like it sweet. I use either sugar free creamer in my coffee or I'll use Splenda and half. So it's not real sugar, but I've tried to drink it black because obviously then you're not consuming quite as many calories, but I just can't do it. I usually take them down day after January 7th, but this year I just wanted them down. Yeah, I have such a small home that having the tree just takes up space. And I love it, don't get me wrong. It's absolutely beautiful. I look forward to it every year, but I like a clean slate for the new year, so I'm hoping we can get it down before January 1st. Tim Hortons is a coffee chain that started in Canada, I believe. They opened a couple in Minnesota. Oh, they went out of business. That's no good. Yeah, um, I've heard that Dutch Bros coffee is really good. We have Dunkin' Donuts here. We have Tim Hortons. We have Starbucks, of course. And I'm trying to think if there's any other chains locally. I don't know. I just go with Tim Hortons because that's what I like. Yeah, Starbucks coffee is bitter. I agree. Yep. You don't like coffee at all, Raven. Well, do you like other hot drinks? Do you drink tea? Oh, yes, Big B. We have Big B here as well. I like Dunkin' coffee better than Starbucks too. Like Tim Hortons, then Dunkin' Donuts, then practically any other place, and then Starbucks. Like I said, I just have that negative connotation with Starbucks, so I think that it would be ruined for me regardless. No chain coffee stores there, just local. It feels so good to clean the house and start the new year with a clean house. Yes, I agree. Something about that blank slate, starting fresh. I am going to declutter the crap out of my house this week, I think. Try to get some of this clutter out of here. Tim Hortons is the Canadian Dunkin' Donuts, and Starbucks is the Canadian Second Cup. But I don't think there's any more Second Cup. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Yeah, Dunkin' is really good for their like iced coffees. We'll go to Dunkin' if we want, a really big iced coffee that's super affordable. But we're pretty much Tim Hortons through and through here at my house, anyway. Chai tea, that sounds lovely. McDonald's is not better than Starbucks. Honestly, I think I would go to McDonald's before Starbucks. Plus, Starbucks is so expensive. I mean, are they like. I don't understand how they can justify the prices of some of those drinks. It's ridiculous. And I could see going there for like a special treat, but some people go there like every single day, and I just don't. I don't know how anyone can afford it. I try to do 98% of our lattes and coffees and things at home. I used to take myself to Tim Hortons for a cup of coffee every week while I did my grocery shopping, and that was pretty much it. Now, my husband's a different story. He will go to Tim Hortons every single day if he's got the spending money for it. But that's one of the reasons why I like our system of budgeting, where I just give him his weekly spending money and he can do whatever he wants with it because I'm sure that if I saw all the receipts from Tim Hortons, it would drive me crazy. Home cold brew, yep. We don't have anything but Starbucks and only one. Raven, that's I mean, I guess if you're a Starbucks fan, that's fine. Um, yeah, Kathy, I really like McDonald's coffee too. Once a week, I think is perfect. Treat yourself, but don't go overboard. The coffee chains we have here: Starbucks, Dutch Bros, and Thomas Hammer. That's another one I've never heard of. I think Dutch Bros is that like a West Coast thing? You go on Monday morning before work. Yeah, that's awesome. Great way to kind of kick off the week. What's the difference between cold brew? Cold brew coffee, I think, is just brewed with cold water versus like hot water, but I could be totally wrong. Coffee you brew in the fridge for 24 hours and then add ice. That sounds wonderful. I found this instant cinnamon bun coffee that tasted good with a little milk or some marshmallows. That sounds good. Jesse, are you doing any savings challenges in 2021? Yes. I am for sure going to be doing the 52-week savings challenge. I found a printable online and printed that out, and I have that all set up and ready. I still need to look into the Budget Moms 2021 savings challenge course. I keep saying I'm going to do that, and then I don't. So that's something I need to do. But I'm going to be setting up my 2021 budgeting this week, and I'm going to be filming a video. I don't know how concise or well thought out the video is going to be, but that's definitely going to be something you guys will see this week. I make mine with Premier Protein instead of creamer. I've definitely done that. I like Premier Protein, and I like the Walmart version of the Premier Protein shakes too. The Equate ones, I think they are. In Idaho and Washington, and I think Oregon. Not for sure. Yes, for sure it's in Oregon because I watch some YouTubers from there that go to Dutch Bros. Mostly at home, and the only time I spend money on coffee is when I use my McDonald's app for 99 cents, any size, hot or cold. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat that price. Yep, and 2 points on Weight Watchers. Yep. Can you put it in warm coffee, or would that taste weird? The Premier Protein? I don't know if that's what you mean, but I've done it in warm coffee and cold coffee, and it's wonderful. I wish I lived in the US some days. You have so many cool things in stores. Where are you from, Raven? Oh, shrimp Alfredo. That's like my favorite meal of all time. That sounds good. Oh, you're from Norway. Wow. Well, thanks for watching. I always find it so interesting to wonder how people from other countries and cultures view um, some of the U.S. customs and things. My husband looks like he's getting ready to go out the door to go hunting. So if you guys hear a bunch of noise in the background, that's just him. He forgot to set an alarm this morning, so he did not get up bright and early at 5 o'clock in the morning like he usually does and go hunting. And I think he's kicking himself a little bit because hunting season's almost over. But he's leaving a little early. Usually he goes like first thing in the morning at 6 a.m. and then he'll come home around like 11, and then he'll have lunch and hang out with me for a bit, and then he'll go back out into the woods around like 2 and stay there until the sun sets. But because he didn't go this morning, he's leaving a little bit early, which is fine because I'm sure he doesn't want to sit here and listen to me yammer about coffee and planners and budgeting. That's what I got you guys for. Oh, you said it would kill the protein in the Premier Protein in hot coffee? I didn't know that was a thing. But honestly, I like those Premier Protein shakes mostly just for the way they taste. I'm not too worried about like my protein intake for the most part. I know a lot of people use them to supplement. Um, I'm not. I don't know anything about like macros and things. I just eat what I like. Alfredo for 2 points a half cup. Chrissy, that sounds wonderful. Where can we find that? Oh no, no. Okay. Yep, got to be in the woods before the deer start moving. Yeah, wish him luck, you guys, because so far he's not had much. Mostly he's just been hanging out in the cold. But I think he likes being out in the woods and the quiet and away from my incessant talking anyway, so either way, it's a win for him. I think that's only live protein that does when it's heated. I don't know if powder proteins would lose its effectiveness if warm. I'd have to Google that. Okay. Oh, you guys are having a hard time keeping up with you guys again. Erin, love your videos. You said what kind of planner you use for everything not budget related. Hi, Erin. Welcome. I use the Erin Condren Life Planner. I have both a daily duo for my daily planning, and I have a weekly planner because I'm ridiculous like that. Um, I really like the paper quality of Erin Condren, though I love the binding system of a Happy Planner. So I put my budgeting printables and things into a Happy Planner system, and I use the Erin Condren for my everyday things. I was just saying in Christy's live the other day that if I could get the Erin Condren inserts unpunched, because she does have like a binding system that's a binder, so she sells her pages with holes punched. If I could get them unpunched and punch them for my Happy Planner, that would be my perfect planning system. But until that time, I use the Erin Condren for my planning, and then Happy Planner stuff and my Budget Mom inserts for my budgeting. What is everyone's favorite organizational tips for the new year? Yeah, please tell me, you guys, because my organization skills are extremely lacking. I probably could find inserts on Etsy that I could print, but the thing is that I just love Erin Condren's paper so much. Like if I could find that paper, it's got a nice weight to it, it's got a nice grit to it. If I could find that paper to buy, then I'd be in business. But I've yet to find anything that even comes close to that quality. I've not heard good things about her actual binder. Like the pages are wonderful, but I hear that the binder itself isn't great quality. And I also hear that her punch that she made to go with her binder is not great. Like you can only punch one page at a time, and so to add things to it would be difficult. I wish that Erin Condren had just done like a classic A6 rings or something instead of trying to do her own budget binder, because I'm just not crazy about it.
Well, then you'd be able to buy other people's binders and use them.
Well, yeah, that's exactly why she did it that way. But I mean, I understand it from a business perspective, but in terms of like,
If you space that binder ring a little bit further, then you have to buy this
that's exactly what she did. Yeah.
one.
See, my husband knows. Tip to myself, put it away when you're finished with it. I am so bad about that. You guys, I live in this teeny tiny little house with my three guys, and we are all super, super unorganized and super, super messy. So it's just a recipe for disaster. My house is always in chaos. Do you guys watch the Organized Money channel? Yes, I do. I do watch her channel. She's amazing. Got the punch. I will keep you guys updated. Not sure yet. Okay. Yeah, let us know what you think of the Erin Condren binder. Oh my god, when you guys talk about budgeting, it totally goes over my head, but I'm trying to stay focused. You don't need a whole bunch of fancy planners and pens and stickers and things to budget. I have done plenty of budgets just in a composition book from the Dollar Tree. You don't need all of that stuff. That's just stuff that makes it more fun and less tedious. So I'm more likely to look at my budget if it's got pretty stickers on it. And I'm more likely to want to stick to my budget if I have cute cash envelopes and things. But you definitely don't need all of that. She just released a free printable that is a quick clean home reset. Who did? I missed it. You guys are talking too fast. I can't keep up. Yeah, for someone just starting out with budgeting, I wouldn't recommend trying to buy all the things because that kind of defeats the purpose. Once you kind of get into a groove with budgeting and you know what works for you, then you can do that if that's your jam. But like I said, it's definitely not necessary. I did multiple budget videos, I think, at the start of last year that were just in like a composition book. I used to use a plain notebook for the longest time and just write out my bills each month, but having the planner does make it a little more fun. Yeah, I agree. But if you don't know that you're going to stick to it or use all of these fancy items, then it's just kind of counterproductive to buy everything, right? I mean, I love to shop. I love stationery and pens and planners and things, but I've definitely been guilty of buying planners and then not using them. And that's not exactly in line with the whole budgeting thing. Oh, Clean Mama. Okay. I'll have to check that out. I did the Fly Lady for a while, and that worked out really well for me, but it was just so like overcomplicated, it felt like. And thinking about designing some printables to go into my EC binder because I want everything in one binder. That's a great idea, you know. If they don't have what you need out there, design it yourself. There's so many easy ways that you can do that. That's a great idea. I love my Budget Mom inserts, but I don't use a lot of her pages. I found that to be the case too, and that's why I really love the printable version because I can just print the pages that I need, and I don't have to print the whole thing. That's why I never purchased the bound version because there's just so many pages that I would not use. And I think that on the Budget Mom website, you can even just go in and buy the individual pages. Like for me, I use the budget by paycheck page and the cash envelope breakdown page, and that's it. So I believe that those two pages, at least at one point in time, they were available just as like a $2 download or something. So if those are the only pages you're interested in, you could just simply go to her website and buy those pages individually and not have to spend a fortune. I don't know if she still has those available, but I know she did at one point. Happy Planner is the first system I haven't wanted to change after a few months because it gives me the ability to be creative and modify it at any time. Yeah, that's wonderful about the Happy Planner. The way that you can kind of be creative with it is a lot of fun. She does, but you can get them free in her resource library. Well, that's even better. Yeah, the Budget Mom is a great resource. The Budget Mom, the debt free charts, I love those. Um, you can also go on Pinterest and find dozens of free printables. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it in a really affordable manner. The older versions, but it's the same layout. Yeah. Yeah, I need to sit down this week, set up my 2021 budget, set up my 2021 planner, and figure out what's going on. The end of the year for me, like between Christmas and New Year, is always like this dead week where I don't know what day it is. I'm not motivated to do anything. It's just always like this. And I know this, and every year I don't plan ahead and get things done ahead of time so that I can take this kind of like dead week. So maybe next year, that's something that I need to build into my routine. Like, get everything done beforehand so that this week in between Christmas and New Year, I can just like exist and not try to be productive because I always fail at it. But you guys all have happy planner stuff, and I feel left out. That right there is the reason why I own so many planners because I get that FOMO. I see cute stuff on other people's YouTube videos and I have to have it, and it sits in a pretty pile and I never touch it. Yeah. I admit it. I have a shopping problem, especially when it comes to pretty planners and pens and paper and notebooks and sticky notes and washi tape, etc., etc. Just look at the stuff and make a wish list if you like, and then wait for the killer sale. They do have great sales on Happy Planner.
As long as you budget for your shopping problem, you're okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys just heard my husband. As long as you budget for your shopping problem, then you're okay. And that's what I do. I know that I like to spend money in this area and that area. So I just build it into my budget, and that way it's not overspending, it's budgeted. You just have to know yourself. That's the most important thing about budgeting, I think, is know where you're going to spend money and make room for it. Oh, are you leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Come give me a kiss. Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Good luck.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong. When I see someone write a date or an amount on the tiniest sticker instead of just writing the amount or date right on the paper, this is a choice, right? Yeah, absolutely. Lots of people, I feel like in the planner community, there's this thing with stickers and colorful markers and fancy things. And for people that aren't into it, they just don't get it. But yeah, the sticker thing is definitely not a necessity. It's just fun. It's like a creative outlet almost. I'm not great with my hands. I'm not like crafty or anything, but I can put a pretty sticker in my planner and there's something therapeutic about it. It's like therapy for me. I don't know what it is. Morning, Veronica. Yeah, it's like scrapbooking, only like functional scrapbooking. That's kind of how I like to think of it. I've never had the patience to sit down and scrapbook, even though I love the idea, like December Daily and One Little Word and all of those projects I see all over the place. Like, I would love to do that, but I'm just not creative. But I can lay a sticker down and I can, especially with all of the kits that they have nowadays on Etsy, like, you don't even have to be good at matching things. You don't even have to be super creative, but it's sort of like a creative outlet. Morning, Katya. The cutesy stuff takes the stress out of budgeting. Yes, I agree. It makes it more fun. Takes it from something you have to do to something that you want to do. I feel it's If I feel it's pretty, I'll continue to go back to it. Yep. And color coding. Yep. I use a color coding system in my budget planner and it works out great for me. And it just keeps things in line in my brain. I don't know. And it's pretty to look at. I will say the bill due thin stickers make it easier to see what the amount is because tracking spending can be difficult if you're writing 5 transactions on one date. Yep. Yep. You can do it with a highlighter method as well. I've done that too. Good morning. Great job on Vlogmas. I agree. This in between week is for Netflix and naps. I like that. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed Vlogmas. It was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. It was weird to not get up this morning at 6 a.m. to edit a vlog. And it was really weird not to pick up the camera and vlog yesterday. I almost just went ahead and vlogged anyway, but we did absolutely nothing yesterday. I spent the entire day laying on my couch, watching YouTube videos, catching up on Vlogmas that I had missed, and eating like leftovers from the fridge. Speaking of eating, you guys, told someone in my last live. They had asked me if I was planning on going crazy and just eating whatever I want, giving myself like a free pass for Christmas. And I said, no, I'm going to track everything and I'm just going to probably use my weeklies. You guys, who was I kidding? I ate ridiculously poorly the last few days, and I am so excited to get back on track tomorrow. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like the Vlogmas videos. Oh, yes, Chrissy, those dot markers are so much fun. If you have the budget for them, get them. They are so much fun. Your Vlogmas was the first one that I watched all the way through. Thank you. Yeah, Weight Watchers was not a thing that happened. And already, like for the week, I had been up a teeny tiny little bit. Like you guys know, the first couple of weeks I dropped 10 pounds. And then I was up a tiny little bit on Thursday when I weighed in. It was like 0.3 or 0.4. But I don't even want to know how much weight I have gained with my poor eating choices over the last couple of days. But luckily, I'm set up for, getting right back to it tomorrow. I do the highlighter and the stickers. I do the highlighter in my Budget Mom and stickers in my EC. Great way to do it. A great channel to watch that keeps it simple is Budget Queen. She has a very minimal layout and very cost effective. I'm going to have to check her out. I'm always looking for new budgeting people to watch. My husband used to give me all sorts of grief about it. Like, why are you watching other people budget? Is that not the most boring thing ever? But he also used to give me the flack for watching the cleaning girls on YouTube. And he couldn't understand why I would want to watch someone else clean their house. It's just something that you either do and totally jive with, or you don't understand at all, I think. We start back today on Weight Watchers. See, I should have started back today, but then I ate pie for breakfast, so. Feel like I doubled my body weight in the last 2 days. Yeah, that's how I feel too. And I really thought I was going to be able to keep myself under control. I think I ate more this year than I have previously. So I think it must just have been like a mindset thing. Like, I know that I'm going to go back to better eating, but not right now, which is terrible. Ultimately, my goal is to make changes that are, small changes, totally able to continue for the rest of my life. But I don't know, that mindset kind of went off the rails this week. Gonna take New Year's off from Weight Watchers. It's our anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. As I looked at myself in my Vlogmas, I realized how much I had gained in the past month. So I'm thinking about joining Weight Watchers with you ladies. I haven't done Weight Watchers in over 20 years. Well, Marlene, number one, I think you look amazing. But if you feel like you could stand to lose a few pounds, Weight Watchers is awesome. It's totally different than it was 20 years ago, but it works if you work it. And that's the key there, that I have to tell myself, like, I know it works, but only if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And you can use any one of our links. I think I have one in my description box, and you can get a free month. So why not? It's a perfect time to start. He sits in the woods, you watch YouTube videos, to each his or her own. Exactly. I don't know how he can sit there for 6 hours freezing his ass off watching for animals in the woods. I don't get it. I always put on a cleaning motivation video when I don't want to clean. I play your budget videos when I don't want to budget. Yeah, it's totally motivating. Although I have been known to just sit and watch an hour's worth of cleaning videos and then take a nap. So it doesn't always work. I've been doing since 17. I started Weight Watchers when I was 117 pounds. I don't think I've ever been 117 pounds. I'm pretty sure I was like 117 pounds when I was like 8. I've always been overweight. Always, my whole life. Except when I was born, I guess. I was born incredibly premature, and I was only 2 pounds 7 ounces when I was born. But I have more than made up for that now. You know what? I see lots of people say all the time that they need to lose weight, and a lot of times I don't see it. I think that we are so much harder on ourselves than we are on other people. Yeah, 2 pounds 7 ounces when I was born. My due date, or my mom's due date with me, I guess, was in January, and I was born in November. So I was born very prematurely. My mom almost died having me. She was very, her blood pressure went sky high. She got preeclampsia. And they actually told my dad when I was born, or when I was getting ready to be born, that it was likely that they would not be able to save both my mom and myself, and they made him choose who should live and who should die. And he said to the doctors that my mom had an opportunity at life and to save me. So I always say that my dad gave me life twice. But luckily, they were able to save us both. So that's wonderful. Yeah. Yep. They used to put me in Cabbage Patch clothes when I was born because I was so small. It's crazy to think about. And this was, 36 years ago when the odds of survival being born premature were a lot lower. So, yep, I was teeny. Yeah, yeah. And they told my mom, no matter what, do not get pregnant again. And then she went and got herself pregnant with twins after that. My sisters are 3 years younger than me, and they were twins. And she was healthier in that pregnancy than she was in her pregnancy with me. But yeah, my dad really, really wanted a boy. They had each had girls from a previous marriage, and then they had me together. And they really, really wanted to try one more time for that boy, and they ended up with twin girls. I had preeclampsia with my oldest, and it was scary. Yeah, terrifying. Yep, it all worked out. Both my parents are passed away now, but they used to tell me that story all the time about how small I was and how scary it was. And then when I got pregnant, it was always a big thing to watch my blood pressure to make sure that it stayed within normal range. They immediately classified it as a high risk because of my family history. Um, But my blood pressure when I was pregnant for the most part was good up until the end with Robbie when my blood pressure started to kind of creep up towards the end of my pregnancy with him. They induced. But with Austin, my blood pressure was fine. I have high blood pressure now, but during my pregnancies, I did not. Um, and Austin actually came out right on his due date. I worked really hard in the year to lose weight before I got married in July. I lost over 40 pounds. Wow, that's amazing. See, I'm really good at losing weight. I'm not great at keeping it off. I always gain it back plus an extra 20 pounds. Jumping back to the Weight Watchers, I can never find a link. Can you post in the community tab or email me? Victoria, there should be a link. You know what? I don't know if there's a link in this description box or not, but I will go back and edit this when we're done chit chatting, and I'll put the link right here in this video for you. I don't know if there's one in this description box or not. I set up the description box super quick because, like I said, I was having technical difficulties. I know I can do it. I just have to get back to it. The holidays were really hard for me with losing my mom in August. Yeah, that's so hard. I'm sorry for your loss. That first holiday season after you lose a parent is gut wrenching. They don't have Weight Watchers there, Raven? I know that they have an online program here. Is that not something that you could do from where you are? I'm not sure. I don't go to any meetings. In fact, I don't even know if they're doing meetings anymore. I heard some um, kind of grumbling from some people that they weren't offering meetings, but they were still charging the same price as if you were going to meetings or something. I don't know. I don't follow the Weight Watchers community super close, but I did see there was some controversy there. My sister is dealing with that right now. Her mom passed end of October. Oh, so awful. I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my mom in October of 2012, and that first Christmas after she passed was so hard. Yeah, just go to weightwatchers.com, um, and you should be able to find some information there. Like I said, if it's not already, I don't know, I can't even view the description box of this video, so I don't know if there's a Weight Watchers link there or not. I'm usually pretty good about remembering to update my description box, but like I said, with the technical difficulties I had this morning, I was just trying to get it. Okay, I checked and it is not. I don't know if I can get there while I do this. I hope that I don't screw up my live stream here. Hopefully you guys can still see and I don't know if you can or not. I'm trying to get my link for you guys that need it. My computer is so slow. It's relatively affordable though. I mean, I guess in terms of affordable, that's all relative, but Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is slowing my computer down way too much. I'll put it in there when we're done. Have you ever thought of starting a Facebook group for your followers to be able to interact? I have a Facebook page for my YouTube channel. Um, I think it's called like Jwhackers on YouTube. I am so bad about posting in there. I never thought about a Facebook group. I don't even know how to do that. You guys, I'm not the most tech savvy person, but I could absolutely um, do that if I could figure out how, if that's something you guys are interested in. I don't use Facebook that much. Even like my personal Facebook account, I don't use it very often. You guys use Facebook a lot? I have an Instagram page. It's the same name as my YouTube channel, Jwhackers. Oh, yeah, I'm terrible about remembering to link that, I guess. Sorry, you guys. I realized I needed to change some stuff on my Instagram. I changed my name to match my channel, but it was my personal Instagram, so I need to go in and edit. I just have one Instagram account. It's all my family and friends in real life follow it, and all of you guys follow it. I couldn't keep track of multiple Instagram accounts. And I'm not one of these like influencer types where it really even makes sense to have a separate account. I don't know. Oh, wait. I think I just got my Weight Watchers page to work, so I should be able to post a link for you guys in just a second. I'm going to put it right here in the chat if it will let me. Sometimes they don't let links go in. Try that link, you guys. Let me know if it works. I don't utilize Facebook a lot, but it's not something I'm updating regularly. I don't know, social media is something I've moved away from. This year I've had a lot of growth. I used to post every single thing that I was doing on my Facebook page. Like I was that person, that super annoying person that's like taking pictures of all their food and posting it and letting everyone know that I was going to the grocery store and what I bought. Like I was that annoying person. Um, because I was at home with young kids and I didn't have a lot of friends and I didn't have a lot of interaction with the outside world. And so that was the only way that I could like communicate with people. Um, and I still find myself doing that if I'm feeling like lonely or depressed. That's kind of how I gauge and know that I need to change something is when I'm posting every single thing I do on social media, it's time to like do something else. Oh, the link does work. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys are interested in signing up for Weight Watchers, you can get a free month using that link. I think I'm supposed to get a free month too if you sign up and actually go through with the program for a certain amount of time. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I've had that actually happen. I've never had anyone use my link and get a free month / give me a free month. I don't really know if it works, but if you guys sign up through my link, you'll get a free month. Try it out, see how you like it. I'm going to be posting in the new year some what I eat in a day on Weight Watchers videos, which I used to do on a daily basis back in like 2015 or 2016 when I was doing Weight Watchers before and was really successful. I would literally post a what I ate vlog every single day. I don't plan on doing that this time around, not quite that often, but maybe like once a week. I could do that if you guys would find that helpful. Personal pages. Yeah, I guess I can see what you mean, but I don't consider myself like an influencer or like obviously I can influence people to buy things, but it's not like my job to be an influencer. Like you see some of these people who have Instagram pages and everything is a swipe up link and everything is a sales pitch. I'm not like that. That's kind of what I mean. But yeah, for sure, I know that I've influenced people to buy things. Lots of people have told me that they've purchased the things in my links, and it makes me so happy that I can share these things that I found that I love with you guys. Um, but then it's like, I don't want you guys to ever feel like I'm trying to sell you something because that's not my ultimate goal. Weigh-in Wednesdays. That's a great idea. I think that's what I used to do weigh-in Wednesdays on my channel or slim down Sundays I did for a while. Um yeah. Which did you all sign up for? Digital or coach or one of the others? Digital is what I am signed up for. It's the cheapest option and there are so many videos on YouTube for inspiration and answering questions and things. I don't think you really need the coaching. I will only be able to go digital. What's the cost? I think it's $21 a month for me. Um, I think that's what it is, but it might be regional. Like depending on where you live, it might be a little bit less or a little bit more, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. $13.95 a month? I'm definitely paying more than that. Oh, a live on Wednesday evenings. That sounds like fun, Crystal. Maybe it's $13.95 a month if you are like a brand new user. For me, I signed up and I had been a member before, so maybe that's why I'm paying a little bit more. Like I didn't get the newbie discount or something, but I think it's $21 a month for me, which I think is still totally reasonable for the app and for all of the recipes and things that you can get. I know that there are other apps out there that sort of mimic the Weight Watchers app, or there used to be. I think that um, I used to have an app, I Track Bites or something, that would allow me to track my food using like Weight Watchers ish sim- things, but it wasn't super accurate. I found 322 a week. Wow, that's not bad. So yeah, I think it depends on where you're located, how much it costs. 20.95. Yeah, I think that's what I pay a month. And right now I'm locked in for 3 months. I have like a 3 month contract with them. Um, 322 a week. Yeah, no, I definitely. Um, oh, thanks, Chrissy. I did find the link and post it. I'll post it again in case anybody missed it. Um, there it is. No app in Norway. Ugh. Is it cheaper if you go with coaching? No, I think it's more expensive for coaching. Oh, no, thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate you trying. I had to physically go into my Weight Watchers app to get it, or a website, or account, or whatever. How have we already been live for an hour? You guys, I gotta figure out like a way to organize my lives and maybe come up with specific topics to discuss in each of my lives so that we're not here for so long. Not that I mind, I'm having a great time, but I'm sure there's other things you guys would rather be doing on a Sunday. Victoria, you should be able to click on each of the options and it'll give you um, like a breakdown of price, I think. Hi, Anisha. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, when I sat down to create this live stream, I was trying to think of like a topic for us to discuss, but I feel like we would never stick to just one topic. You plan enough. Let these lives be free flowing. Okay, that's a good idea. But yeah, so do we think that every Sunday at like 11 a.m. Eastern works for everyone? Would you guys rather see like live streams in the evenings on a weekday sometimes? Yours says 322 a week. So I wonder why some people it's different for. That's weird. But that's awesome. If you can get it for 322 a week, that's phenomenal. Have a Q&A. Yeah, I could absolutely do that. I've posted Q&A videos before where I've like done a call for questions and then sat down and filmed the answer, but a live Q&A could be fun. Or maybe like I could do a call for questions ahead of time so that people could come up with questions. I don't know, I always feel silly doing a Q&A because if I decide that I'm going to film a Q&A video and then nobody asks me questions, it's a little silly. My coffee's gone, you guys. Sad. Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't be stressful. I like the idea of just kind of doing whatever. No, you didn't overstep at all. I like the idea of just chit chatting about whatever, but um, I thought maybe if we had specific topics, then maybe you could skip out on the lives that were talking about things that you weren't interested in. I cover so many different things here on my channel, and I have a certain subset of subscribers that watch just my budget videos and a certain subset of subscribers that watch just my vlogs. And so if you are someone that isn't interested in the budgeting, maybe you could just skip that live if we were discussing budgeting. I don't know. And it's just me trying to overthink everything. Mine says 322 a week, so it's not regional. Must be for newbies. Okay. I know what you mean. I'm not really interested in Weight Watchers. Yeah, so if I was talking about if I said in my title that we were going to be discussing Weight Watchers, you could just kind of skip that live. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's still something that I'm trying to figure out. But I do like the organic conversation and the free flowing topics, people jumping in with different things. So I guess it feels less structured and more just like a friendly conversation this way. Since we're here, I have a personal question for you. Sure, shoot. Do you have anxiety? I do have anxiety. I have social anxiety, um, dealing with large crowds of people gives me anxiety, and just generalized anxiety disorder. I don't take any medication for it. It's something that I've learned to manage on my own over the years. But yes, I have been diagnosed with anxiety. I like the organic conversation too, but I could see a directed conversation being awesome too. Okay, maybe I'll start with a specific topic sometimes, and then if it veers off from there, I won't get you stressed out of it. There's daytime talk and wine talk. Coffee talk is PG, right? Actually, going back to the anxiety question, doing YouTube actually helped me a lot through my anxiety. Would you be able to stay on topic though? My hubby gave me feedback that I have a lot of squirrel moments. Yeah, I don't know if I would be able to stay on topic. I would try to keep it on topic, but I mean, when you're sitting down having coffee with your friends on a Sunday, you don't just talk about one topic and then leave. So maybe we'll just stick with the nice, like, organic flow of friendly conversation. I could tell it was something that you said that triggered something for me. I do too. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's tough. Do you mind telling me what it was that um, I said that triggered it for you, if you remember? All right, Laura, thank you for joining me this morning. Have a nice day. You guys, my cats are having a wrestling match in the background. So that's what you're hearing if you're hearing crazy noises. Yeah, when we do wine chats on Chrissy's channel in the evenings, things tend to be a little less buttoned up and a little more loose and fancy free, I guess is a good way to describe it. That was fun last night. It was the wanting to plan things out, the almost overthinking, as some would call it, and something else that I can no longer remember. Yeah. Planning in my planner 100% helps with my anxiety. Learning to let go of the things that I can't control has been something that's been really hard for me. Um, my anxiety really started um, when my dad died when I was 17. Um, it really started then, and it got progressively worse once I had kids and I had lots of other things to worry about. And it sort of peaked, I think, around the time when Austin was born and he had all of his medical issues. For those of you that don't know, my son has Hirschsprung's disease, and he had to have surgery to remove a portion of his colon when he was 4 days old, and he went through a lot of struggles, and it was devastatingly hard. And that was like the peak of my anxiety. Um, and then it had like a resurgence around the time my mom died. Like anytime there's any kind of trauma, it sort of comes back full force, and I have to kind of. It takes me a while to get even keeled again. And at this point in time, I've kind of figured out what triggers my anxiety. Um, I don't watch a lot of news because it can trigger my anxiety. Um, I try to just I don't know. I don't want to go too into it, but yeah, definitely learning what triggers my anxiety and figuring out ways to cope when my anxiety is triggered has been game changing for me. I don't like the violence. It makes me anxious. Yeah. I could talk about depression, anxiety all day, but I realize it's personal and probably not a light conversation, and it could bring about triggers for everyone. Sorry. Don't be sorry. I think that depression and anxiety are these sort of taboo topics that not a lot of people talk about. And I think if we talked about them more, then maybe so many people wouldn't have to suffer in silence and think that there was something wrong with them if they experience it. I think it's something that needs to be more normalized. The same way that I think about talking about budgeting should be normalized. I don't think that we would have nearly as much um, people in debt. I don't think there would be nearly as much like financial insecurity if we all just talked about finances more openly and honestly. I think that any kind of taboo topic, um, if we just all kind of were more open and honest about those sort of things, we would all be better off. That's how I feel. Don't be sorry. We all need to speak about it because it's so taboo to talk about. Yeah, exactly. And I think that the more that we talk about these things, the more we can all kind of relate to each other. I don't I don't go on YouTube or social media to see people portray perfection. I think that anxiety and depression and loneliness and financial insecurity and all of these things that people don't talk about are such human, normal things. And the more that we watch fake social media accounts and people with this level of perfection that's perceived, the more isolated we become because we feel like what we're going through isn't normal. And the fact of the matter is that we're the normal ones. You know, the stuff that is on social media that's perceived perfection is not real. It's nice to know my triggers so I can avoid. I think it needs to be talked about more. Yeah, absolutely. I was way more depressed than I even realized until recently. I was the person who could sleep 18 out of 24 hours a day, was recently diagnosed with anxiety as well, which truly shocked me. Yeah. I think that people don't really know what anxiety and depression look like. They think that it's just crying all the time and sad, and there's so much more to it than that. And if more people talked about it, more people would recognize that what they were going through is normal and it's something that they can get help for. It has to be as normal to speak about as migraines. It is real and it matters. Yes, absolutely. My oldest son has ADHD and issues of focus and that sort of thing. And my youngest son has medical issues that manifest as physical symptoms. Why are those two things not treated the exact same? Doesn't make sense to me. I've always said I'm not an anxious person, and then talking things out with my doctor and therapist, the anxiety was way more apparent than I would have known. Yeah. A lot more people these days are suffering from anxiety, and you never know who is. Awareness can help people. I've been dealing with all of the things you've listed lately, and I'm trying so hard to push through. Don't feel like you have to push through, though. Seek out help. Um, Talking to someone, a professional, not just a friend. I mean, talking to a friend can help too, but talking to a professional, getting on medication if that's what it takes. You would not, if you broke your leg, you wouldn't just try to get through it on your own. You would go and get help. Don't feel like you have to suffer through it. Don't feel like you have to push through. We have to teach our kids that it exists and it's important and how to help one another through it. Absolutely. We all go to the doctor for other pains and challenges. Yeah. Never feel ashamed or embarrassed. Absolutely. When my son was dealing with his ADHD, um, we got a lot of pressure from outside sources to, not seek medical attention, and boys will be boys, and not to put our son on medication. And I never understood that, because if he, had a cold, they wouldn't tell us that we shouldn't medicate him. If he had a medical condition that was manifesting as physical pain or physical symptoms, nobody would tell you not to medicate him for that. So, I don't know. I didn't expect this conversation. It's probably going to be like a polarizing conversation, but I think it's important that we all kind of understand that mental health is just as important, if not more so, than physical health, in my opinion. Never feel negative about any part of you that makes you you. Yes. I've been dealing with this for years, but these ups and downs are tough. Especially more this year. It's just been really emotional, lonely lately. With everything going on in the world, I think everyone is feeling that. And then to have the anxiety on top of that, that's got to be hard. Fantastic that a treatment is helping. Yes, mental health is so hard. I grew up being ashamed of having a mom who had mental breakdowns and was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia. It is so hard. So much more accepted now than it was in the 80s and even 90s. It is, yeah. My son was diagnosed with ADHD and autism last May. That's so hard. Yes, build your support system and lean on them. Absolutely. Yes, this year has been incredibly lonely. Um, thank God for internet friends. It needs to be accepted, and resources for treatment need to be increased. I agree. He is 16 and doesn't want his diagnosis. That's so hard. That's so hard. So many of my patients are suffering physically because of untreated underlying mental health struggles that affects everything. Yeah. Internet friends are amazing. I'm so happy I found all of you before the holiday hit. It definitely helped me with depression. I'm so glad that you were able to find this community and it's helped you. Technology is the only reason we've made it through as haphazardly as we could. Yeah. The hardest thing is not wanting to be around others but being lonely at the same time, or being in a room full of people and still being spaced out. Yes. I've dealt with that on many occasions, and it's so hard to even understand sometimes yourself why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and to then try to explain it to someone else is even harder. Please tell him the diagnosis doesn't change anything about who he is. It is just information to help him live a better life. I love that. That is a great perspective, Crystal. Do you know 90 something percent of all people have some kind of mental illness? Mine is OCD and anxiety, not clinical diagnosed, although no one should be embarrassed or ashamed. I agree. Need to know so many. Conquer the world with ADHD. It's amazing how the ADHD mind works. I explain it to my teenager and that he has an advantage. Their brains are fascinating. Oh my gosh, you guys. The cats are literally wrestling right at my feet. Sorry, you guys. All right, you guys. So I'm going to stream another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to have to go. So if you have any last minute questions or comments or anything, shoot them now. And I will try in the future to keep the lives a little bit shorter. Like if I could cut them off at the hour mark, I think that would be good. Oh, I can't wait to watch your Vlogmas video, Marlene. Your Vlogmas has been so much fun. And now, hopefully, that lots of other people have ended their Vlogmas series, I'll be able to keep up with it in real time. Can you guys hear that? My cat's now inside a box. I have several children with varying degrees of mental health issues. I've always told them that different is what makes the world go round. It would be so boring if we were all exactly the same. Too many Vlogmases, not enough time. It's a good problem to have. Yeah. I definitely have a lot of Vlogmas still to catch up on. I'm trying to kind of space it out a little bit because I know that January tends to be a little bit slower on YouTube. I think people get burned out in December. So I want to have stuff to watch throughout January too. Definitely appreciate where the conversation went. I'm going to attempt to be a functional person for the day, but I hold little hope. Thank you guys. I'm going to go so I can attack some chores. Oh, love you guys. I'm so glad you guys joined me today. This is so fun. I cannot believe that it took me this long to start this live streaming thing. I have to thank Chrissy for inspiring me to do it because it's so fun. All right, looks like lots of everyone has stuff to get to, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you didn't already. Definitely have some budget videos coming next week, as well as some other content. Hopefully, I need to actually sit down and do some filming. But we will go live again next Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are interested in coming back for another chit chat, make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys real soon. Thanks for joining me today. It was so much fun. Have an awesome day. Bye, guys.